Over in Japan, they are conducting small clinical trials for stem cell treatment for age-related macular degeneration, also known as AMD. It causes blindness in older people. After receiving the Japanese permission last week, they finally the scientists over in the Riken Center for Developmental Biology and in the Institute for Biomedical Research, an innovation hospital, will take adult skin cells and 6 AMD patients and reprogram the stem cell-like state, take the stem cells back to a stem-like cell state, and then put it back into the retina so it helps to regenerate the retinas. Now, what's really amazing about this fact is that they're actually able to do this with adult stem cells. The most optimum thing here they should be using is embryonic stem cells, because there's no programming in these stem cells. Basically, the stem cell says, you're going to become a liver, a kidney, a toe, a toenail, whatever.
Boob.
Or boob. Yeah, it could be a boob, It could be a creationist.
Clever.
But, the stem cells have no programming. So this way, you can tell the stem cell, hey, we want you to become this. But in this instance, they have to use the adult stem cells, so there's a lot of extra work there. Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this is really really exciting. If they can cure damage to the retina, then they can reverse blindness.
Yes.
And that's really exciting.
Yes, absolutely. Did you have more you want to add to that, Joe?
Not really.
Okay. Dave, your thoughts?
Well, Joe said a lot more about that than the last time around.
I know. Now that we're actually recording this time.
I know. Now Joe's a loss for words.
I wonder if while they're doing this procedure, the Godzilla music is playing. Like, dun, 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 dun.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or, hey, Godzilla.
Godzilla. Oh, that cartoon. I remember that cartoon.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, my thoughts. Embryonic stem cell research is not exactly what we're talking about here. But, really, that's kind of what we're talking about here, because embryonic stem cell research is what the church opposes and what governments are opposing around the world. However, I was looking into this, and I found out that President Barack Obama lifted the restrictions on federal funding for embryonic stem cell research in March of 2009.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about that.
I didn't know that either until I was looking into this. It seems like it was done by an executive order, and it was probably done fairly quietly.
Oh yeah, when Bush was in office, he put a kibosh on all stem cell research, because he was, pushing his goddamn fucking religion and his religious beliefs and say, stem cells, they're bad, so, we can't harm the babies and everything like that, so.
Right. No, I mean, people are going to get abortions either way.
Right.
And if the stem cells from those abortions can be used in something that's positive, then I see no reason why they shouldn't. Especially considering the fact that embryonic stem cells are so important because they are reprogrammable. They're able. We can tell them to do whatever we want them to do, and they're going to do it, as opposed to other stem cells, which are very specific onto what they're going to do.
Right, exactly. And with adult stem cells, they have to do extra work to get them to regress, as it were, so they can be pre-programmed, so to say, okay, hey, you're now fresh, start rebuilding. It's like going into a computer code and wiping it clean and starting over from scratch. I mean, with biological cells, that's a lot harder. It's not like saying just remove the programming. There's a lot more involved to it.
Absolutely.
Neil, your thoughts?
Gotta say, I agree with everything that's been said so far, but it's basically this. The sanctions that were put in place by Bush were basically driven by a religious agenda.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Those sanctions played an intricate role over the 8 years in which Bush was in office. With that being said, there's still legislation that still needs to be lifted for stem cell research to actually progress further. I mean, cloning laws. Cloning still being illegal in our in the continental U.S. is an atrocity. Because if we could actually just go in, get the genetic encoding of what stem cells actually are, and basically just reproduce them in artificial means, that would actually solve a lot of the issues right there through being able to clone embryonic stem cells.
Right. Anything else you want to add to that?
I got to say that Joe was point on. I completely agree with what he's saying. Not to mention, if we actually went into cloning, we could clone pineapples and have more pineapple. Just putting that idea out there. More pineapple pizzas for everybody.
I think we can do that now. We might even be able to 3D print pineapples.
I'm waiting for us to actually be able to genetically splice
Dude, I'm teleporting to
tomatoes.
pineapple right now.
tomatoes. So we could actually get a full pizza with tomato slices and pineapple.
You know what? Let's just skip. Let's skip.
into-
You know what we should do? Let's just skip the cloning just the pieces of the the pizza. Let's just clone the whole fucking pizza and just be done with it all at one time. Toom, toom, you know.
They've done that too, for fuck's sake.